Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Rahul Garg and in this tutorial we will learn how to bind drop-down dynamically in ASP.NET. By the word dynamic drop-down we implies that our drop-down will be bind using database instead of writing data items into the ASP.NET code. But before starting I would like to request you all to please subscribe my channel. So let's start. I'm going to create a new project. We will name it as something like employee 4. Now adding web form to it. Naming it as employee. Our web form is created. Now adding some fields here. Creating table first, and then tr, then td, and inside td we will write name, again td. We will write here ASP text box, run at server, id equal txt, name. Now copying it, pasting it. Now we can write here address, txt address, and here we can write department, and here we will define our drop down like ASP drop down list, run at server, its ID will be DDL department, and then we will create a button that will help us to save our data. ID equal btn save, and text will be save. First of all we will create our database. Create database employee 4, executing it. Now entering our database, use employee 4, shift home, and then execute. Now we will create our table. Employee, and under this we will write ID int primary key identity name varchar 50 address varchar 50 again, and then department, or we can say dept id int. Our table is created successfully. Now we will define our connection string. Connection string add name dbcs connection string, data source, SQL initial catalog, integrated security, it will be true. Data source will be dot and initial catalog will be employee for as it is our database name. Now writing code for this SQL connection. For this we have to take namespace using system dot data dot SQL client using system dot data and using system dot configuration SQL connection con equal new SQL connection configuration manager dot connection string dvcs dot connection string. Now I'm going to first of all create drop down get function. So for this public void department bind, we will write here the get function to populate our drop down. So now I'm going to write con dot open con dot close and then SQL command cmd equal new SQL command. Here we will write our stored procedure name comma con cmd dot command type equal command type dot stored procedure and then we will write SQL data adapter da equal new SQL data adapter cmd and then we will write data set ds equal new data set and then we will write da dot fill ds and then our connection is close. After it we will write if ds dot table 0 dot rows dot count greater than 0, which means if we have data for drop down then we will write here the code for populate our drop down. But before this we are going to create our table so that we can store the value for our department drop down. Create table department dep id and it will be int. We can also write here primary key and then identity comma dp name, that is department name, varchar 50, executing it. Now I'm going to insert values under department table We can write here human resource and then development, designing, testing, and then we will write here admin, transportation. That's it. Let's see what is inserted on in our table. We have inserted 6 record here. Now we will use this department table and its column. Now here we will write DDL department dot data text field equal DEP name and then DDL department dot data value field equal DEP ID. This DEP ID will be stored in our database on save functionality, and the text of this DEP name will be shown in our drop down. Now we will write DDL department dot data source equal DS and then DDL department dot data bind and then we will write DDL department dot insert 0 comma new list item, and here we will write select. This line of code will attach select text at 0 index. Now our function is ready. Let's call it on our page load. If not is post back, then department bind function will be called. Now everything is completed, but we have to create store procedure for our bind drop down function. So now let's create store procedure for it. Create proc usp department get, and then we will write as begin and here we will write select star from department. Let's create our stored procedure. Okay, now we can use its name in our project. Let's run our project. We can see our drop down is bind successfully, but on position 0 we can see instead of showing the name it's showing 0. It is because I have made some mistake. The mistake is select position is first and then we have to write 0. Let's execute it again. Yes, now we can see our drop down is looking fine. Okay, now I'm going to write code for insertion. So for this, first of all we will fire an event on our save button. On click, now here we will write code con dot close SQL command cmd equal new SQL command. Here we will write our stored procedure name and then tone. Cmd dot command type equal command type dot stored procedure, and then we will write our parameters here. Cmd dot parameters dot add with value. Copying this, pasting it twice. Here we will write parameter name as name txt name dot text. Here we will write address, and here txt address dot text, and here I will write dpt id equal ddl department dot selected value. Now we will define our stored procedure for save function. Create proc usp employee insert as begin, and defining our parameters here at the rate name varchar 50 at the rate address varchar 50, and then dpt id int. Now writing our SQL query here, insert into employee name comma address comma department id values at the rate name comma at the rate address comma at the rate dpt id. Executing our stored procedure, it is created successfully. Now going to take its name and inserting it to our project on btn save click function. Now we will write here cmd dot execute non query. Let's run our program. Rahul Muzaffarnagar designing. Let's see whether it is inserted in our database or not. Inserted successfully. Now inserting some more records. Let's check in our database. Yes, the records are inserting here, but we can see in the department ID there are integer value instead of drop down text, that is 3 to 5. It is because instead of storing our text we are storing its drop down values. As on number 3 it is designing, so instead of designing it is inserting 3, and on 2 its development, instead of development it is inserting 2. So now we have to deal with this. Let's show this record in our grid view. Creating a grid view here, tr td and then td. Here we will write asp grid view run at server id equal grd employee auto generate columns call false. Now writing the code for fill grid view. For this I'm writing public void fill grid view. The code will be almost same, so I'm going to copy this code, pasting it here. I'm removing this stored procedure name, as we will write here new stored procedure, and now we will write here grd employee and here grd employee. Now I'm going to create a stored procedure for fill grid view, create proc usp employee get as begin and select star from employee, executing our stored procedure, copying this name and pasting to our function here. Now I'm going to define here the columns which will be visible in our grid view. So for this I'm writing columns and then ASP template field header text equal name and then item template and then hash eval name of our field. Let's copy this. Address department, here we will write name, here we will write address and here we will write DPT ID. Now calling our function, we will call it on page load and also after saving our data here. Let's execute our project. Here our grid view is displayed, but we can see that instead of showing the name of the department, it's showing its values. So we have to handle this. So for handling this, we will use SQL joins. Let's start. As we can see, we have two tables. One is the table where we have inserted our record here, and the other table is this. Department, where we have the value of department and their name. So we have to make join in our department table and employee table so that we can show the text value here instead of this numeric value. So I'm going to write join operation here. We can write select employee dot star comma department dot star from employee inner join department on dot dpt id equal department dot dpid. It means where department id of employee table is equal to the dp id of department table, then it will show those records. Let's execute and see what will be the result. Here we can see now it will be easy for us to show department text instead of department value. Alter our stored procedure. Now we have to change one value in our code, that is instead of DEPT ID, if we write DEP name, then the text will be visible to us. So writing DEP name instead of DEPT ID, saving it and running it again. Now we can see our text is visible here. Inserting one more record here. Yes, it's working fine. So friends, I hope you like my video. So don't forget to subscribe my channel and like and share my videos. In my next tutorial, we will perform some operations on checkbox. Thank you.